We're live. It is September the 5th, 2024. And this is the Founders Call. We're starting early. I'm kicking off 4 minutes early. It has been a chaotic day of, I feel like I've never been on camera this much. It's been from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way through. It's just on calls and videos and meetings. So kicking this off so I can make sure that I get to my next one in time. So if you are new here, my name is Tyler Jordan, and I am one of the managing partners of the Nova House. The Nova House is a real estate fund based out of Nevada in the United States. However, we do developments in Costa Rica. And so this call here is what I call the Founders Call. And I'm gonna bring it up here. We're going to get going. And so the Founders Call is my attempt at transparency for those who want it. When I got started in real estate, I had so many questions. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know why timelines were the way they were, why the framing was going up when it was going up, where my money was being spent, where was it being lost, where was it being made. I wanted to know everything. And, you know, I got my experience through trial and error. And I wanted to learn more, not to be a really painful investor or a really painful customer, but because I just wanted to know. And I really wanted to learn from that. And so with this Founders Call, I do this every second Thursday. So every 2 weeks, or if you work in months, twice a month. And I go through as much as I can publicly about the company, about the real estate, about the developments, about the investors, the investments. I go through as much as I possibly can to just have it out there. And if it's, you know, if you learn something, fantastic. And, you know, or if you get something out of it, phenomenal. So let's get into this. We're going to go over 6 things here today. We're going to go over general updates, property development, what's happened over the last 2 weeks, what's happening over the next 2 weeks, the thought of the week, which is a very straight to the point one this week. And the last one here is opportunities at the Nova House. And so I have 3 goals for this call. I just had a coffee right before we went on. It's coming up. Got 3 goals for this call. And the first one is that you have a clear understanding of our current situation, where we're at, what's going on, and all that. The second goal is that you have learned something about international developments in the process. Maybe you walk away and you're like, you know what? I'm not interested in the Nova House. Don't even like the way that guy looks or the way he sounds. However, I did learn something about, you know, what they're doing, and it's going to help me in my process, or maybe with one of my clients. And the third goal that we have is that we hope to build just a slither more trust with you than we had before that you watched, in hopes that one day we might be able to do business together, or we might be able to help one of your clients, whatever it might be. And so who are we? The Nova House is comprised of 4 managing partners. You've got Martin Papp on the far left-hand side. You've got myself, Tyler Jordan, Derek and Lee Rush, and Daniel Calvosa. Now, between us, between all of us, we've developed tens of millions in personal real estate across 8 different countries. We've had our hand in around 10 billion in developments, including, you know, Derek was part of Giga projects in Saudi Arabia and Dubai, founded and scaled a Chinese tea company to over 400 locations. And so far, we've hosted 47 investors from 7 different countries for investor retreats. And now we have come together to build, operate, and exit luxury rentals in Costa Rica. So let's dig into this. I want to start with our Costa Rica due diligence trip. Is thing, culture, that kind of thing. And so we're it'll be October the 15th, 16th, 17th, 10th. And the way that we done is we'll into Liberia Airport October the 15th. You'll be in Guanacaste for October 15th and 16th. Then if you're like, that's all I've got, 2 days, fantastic, you can head home. However, if you would like to stay for an extra 2 days, we will then go down to Manuel Antonio for the 17th and 18th before flying out of San Jose. Now, during this trip, there'll be a full itinerary planned of everything I just mentioned: meeting the team, visiting properties, seeing the culture, understanding the way that the regulations work down there, the processes, everything. If you're investing into a multifamily deal in Texas, you can just go to Texas. You can feel it, you can see it, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can breathe it, you can meet the tenants, those kind of things. But we forget that we can also do that when we're across a border. It's only a 2 or 3 hour flight from California, and it's about a 2.5 hour flight, I believe, from Florida. So it's no different than flying within the US. And so we want to make sure that that's an option that people can go and see and feel and touch their investments and get comfortable with them. So, well, actually, before I move on, if you are interested in going on a due diligence trip down there with us and the firms, the other firms that are heading down there, please reach out to me privately. If you are at this stage where you're talking about a due diligence trip, you've probably already got my contact details. But if you do not, there is a link in my LinkedIn that you can book a call with me immediately. You can put your email into our website, or you can just email me direct at Tyler, Tyler, at thenovahouse.com. All right, general updates. I can't believe I'm saying this. It feels like a lifetime. Our third-party due diligence reporting is out. It is live. It is in the ether. It is out there. We started this in the beginning of May, and we're finally here. I say that we're 50% done. The third-party due diligence reporting is comprised of 2 reports: a program report, which is on your investment vehicle, and then a sponsor report, which is on the sponsor, meaning us at the Nova House. And the program report so far has been the one that is most requested and most important. And so that actually came out last Friday night, late, about 9 p.m., I believe, Central Time. And I want to thank Steve, Alina, and Derek from Buttonwood for getting that out, especially on a Friday night. It is not going unnoticed, and we appreciate it. It has been a crazy couple of days and weeks. So I still need to go through it thoroughly. But if you have been waiting on our third-party report, it is now out at Buttonwood. You can log into their Apex platform, which looks very much like this. If you're an RIA or a BD or a family office, yours might look a little bit different. But you can click on to our third-party report and go through that now. So phenomenal. That is huge. That has been months and months and months, too many months in the making. Costa Rica trip we went over. Our escrow is now set up. We are working with North Capital for our escrow. PPM, I spoke about in the last founders call that we had a ton of feedback from the Buttonwood conference about the way that we incentivize and compensate RIAs and their clients. So that has now been, that new PPM has been published with new updates for RIAs. There'll be a 6% unit increase. So, for example, invest 100,000. It is the equivalent of $106,000 worth of units. That is very generic maths, but you get the picture. Fund admin is currently being worked on, and we're also building out due diligence kits and sales kits for advisors and the firms that we are continuing to sign with. So all of that is coming. This is a monstrous undertaking. I feel like everything we're doing in this space is just a shocking amount of an undertaking compared to what we think it's going to be. And I say that knowing full well that I have never correctly guessed the amount of work that is going to be involved in doing anything. Yet this industry definitely surprises me. I am so far off. It is not even funny. But we're getting through it. It's all happening. We are making, record-breaking time, and things are going out, which is fantastic. We've got the Fact Right Conference in Nashville coming up September 11, 12, and 13, which I will be at. I'm not sure if Martin will be there. However, if you are going to the Fact Right Conference, this will be our first one. There is going to be hundreds of people at this conference. So I would super appreciate if you reached out to me and let me know. That way we can set something up instead of me trying to swarm, or either of us trying to swarm through oceans of people to get connected and get to know each other. So if you go into that, reach out, let me know, drop a comment, whatever it might be. I would love to see you at Fact Right Conference in Nashville. On some downside news, we've unfortunately had to part ways with our managing broker dealer due to internal miscommunications, which has been unfortunate. However, we're making decisions that are going to be best for the future of this company. And unfortunately, in business, sometimes you have to make business decisions. And so, unfortunately, we had to part ways with our MBD, and we are moving forward with a new MBD under Nobles and Richards. Martin was on the Master Your Millions podcast. I mentioned that last week, but he was on that just this week gone. So that will be coming out soon. That was a lot for general updates. Property development is pretty in the same sort of place right now as last week. Our permits are with the Sophia, or CFIA, which for some reason they call it the Sophia, and we're waiting to hear back from them with our permits. Derek and Lee Rush have begun taking over a lot of the daily operations and project management down there in Costa Rica. So they're working with, Puri Lighting. They're working with the Cañas, father and son duo, the architects. They're working with legal. They're working with the interior designers. They're working with all of that down there, and really starting to build into their project management role at the Nova House. Last 14 days. Just some high-level achievements. Our third-party report is live. Our escrow is live, and we have, taken some big steps in terms of our MBD situation. Next 14 days, our sponsor report from due diligence. We hope to have that completed and sent out to all interested parties. Just waiting to hear back from Buttonwood there as to how things are going with it. I'm assuming that'll be within the next 14 days. Last I heard, it was. So that's what we're putting on here. We're all in on fundraising and putting the puzzle pieces together to facilitate this momentum. This is truly a vital moment for us. There has been so much work and so much money and so much effort and so much sacrifice that we have put in to get to this point that it's almost unfathomable if you had told me that this is what I would have had to have done, as along with Martin and everyone at the Nova House, a year ago, 2 years ago. I wouldn't even think it's possible. And yet here we are. And we've gotten to a point where we're finally starting to have contracts signed and agreements signed and different firms that are wanting to move forward and people that are interested in our deal and really starting to get this off the ground. Any business owner knows this, and any entrepreneur knows this, is that we have these periods in business where you basically get kicked in the teeth day in, day out for an undetermined period of time. For some people, it's 2 weeks. For some people, it's 2 years. For some people, it's 20 years. And with us at the Nova House, we're starting to finally come out of that period of getting our teeth kicked in where, it's just day in, day out of just relentlessness and starting to actually grab some traction now and really starting to take lift, it's unbelievable. And I'm really, really excited to see those rewards start pouring in over the next couple of decades for those people who are involved in the Nova House and for people that support the Nova House and anyone and everyone that it affects. All right. Back down. Fact Right Conference is in end of next week. We're looking to sign on at least one more firm with us at the Nova House, which I'm actually shooting for 3 more firms, but I'm going to be conservative here and put one. I know how long things take. And then also we're going to be finalizing details for our Costa Rica trip. Thoughts of the week. How to run in circles. If you've always wondered your whole life, you think, I just want to know how to run around in circles and get nowhere. I've figured it out for you. I wish I didn't know this, but I figured it out. And you just have to listen to everyone. And if you listen to every single person, you would just run perfect circles, and it'll be incredible. You'll even burn a little track in the carpet if you're walking around in carpet. But no, this is a lesson that I'm learning over and over and over and over again. And it's, if you talk to 20 different people, you're going to get 20 different perspectives. You're going to get 20 different ideas, 20 different opinions. And some of those are more confident than others. And a mistake that I have made more times than it's even justifiable to say that or it's justifiable to admit, is that I have listened to a ton of people, specifically people that are confident in what they're saying, and people that are confident in what they're saying and have achieved a considerable amount in their industry. And you can't listen to everyone. You have to pick a path, because all paths work. But you have to pick one, and you have to shut out all the noise. You have to put your blinders on. And that's what we're finally coming into. We've finally made some very big decisions over the last, I would say the last month. We've made some very large decisions, some future defining, company making or breaking decisions that we have said, we have so many paths. Who are the people and what are the things and what is happening in our life that's kind of pulling us from this path? We need to cut those out, and we need to put our blinders on, and we need to, define a path and stick to it. And, the moment that we have done that, it's just been leaps and bounds forward. It's astonishing how fast things work when you just push forward under one perspective, one opinion, one perspective. And I just find what works for you the most, find what resonates for you the most, and try to have an open mind without taking everyone's opinion. And that's the thought of the week. Opportunities at the Nova House. We have been running webinars the last couple of months on LinkedIn that have been very well attended. And I have decided to make them a monthly occurring event. So every month on the 20th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be hosting a live webinar going through the Nova House Costa Rica Fund. We'll be going through pulling apart the financials, our value proposition, what we can offer to clients, the experience that we can give, the investment. We go through it all. Basically, the way that it works is there is a 10 to 15 minute window where we run through the offering itself, and then we stay on for as long as it takes to get through any questions, any Q&A, any discussions that anyone wants to have about the offering. We stay on for as long as that takes and go through that with you. So that is on the 20th of each month at 2 p.m. PST. You can find that on LinkedIn. You can also find that on our website. And you can also email me it if you somehow don't have access to LinkedIn or our website. But yes, every 20th. Otherwise, you can jump on to our client investor portal, go through our due diligence, understand the offering. You can even go through and invest in about 4 minutes it takes, roughly. You can do it quick. You can do it in about 3.5. You can do it a little bit longer. You can take about 10 if you want. But it's very quick to actually go through the process, do your due diligence, understand all the forms, look at everything, and you can even connect your bank account and go through the investment portal right there. So be great. I hope that you have an incredible rest of your week. I hope that you have done something great for somebody this week, including yourself. And I look forward to catching up here again soon. If you're interested, please let me know. And if you're not, I hope you're great. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers.